Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from AnthonysCustoms, and for this review we are looking at the Mythic Legions from the Four Horsemen of VITUS, or VITUS. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, but either way, this guy's one of my favorites. He's a really cool looking figure. He's the most human looking one of all of them. He's got human flesh tones and generally human anatomy. So I imagine most of you are going to want to pick this guy up. He doesn't have the most accessories, but he's got enough, and he's got a really cool paint job. I'm not even a fan of the copper and the kind of reddish color to him in general, but on this particular figure, it looks great. I'm more of a blue guy myself, but that's completely personal preference. Anyway, let's get this guy off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands to the top of his head just about 7 inches, about 7.5 to the top of whatever that thing's called that's on top of his head, which makes him about 17.5 to the top of his head and about 19 to the top of whatever that thing's called. And as you can see, this guy's paint job is just as cool as all the other ones. He uses the same torso as some of the smaller guys, but has different arms and legs and all that kind of stuff. It's a very nice and smart reuse of parts on these figures. Very impressed and pleased with how they turned out. I think the Horsemen did a really good job. One thing I'll say though is the figures without the armor have a particularly flat back, which is a bit disappointing, but perhaps they're going to make use of that square peg hole with maybe an options part set or something like that. But either way, still a really cool figure. You can see the musculature is really nice. The paint job on the flesh tones very nice. It's reminiscent of the Soda Street Fighters. We have that warmer shading. Which I might do a video about shading flesh tones on my Patreon account. So if you guys are interested in that and you're on Patreon, let me know if that sounds like a good idea to you. But it should be pretty interesting because most people don't know the trick for shading skin tones. Anyway, this guy's really cool. So let's look at the accessories he comes with. All of the body is going to stay where it is. He doesn't have any interchangeable parts in that regard, but we do have the strap. The same strap that the other guys had, we have it for this guy too, which has the little loop in it for using the sword or holding the sword. Obviously, we have the sword, which you already saw. Nice gold handle. We have the shield, which you already saw, which has that kind of lion thing with the horns on it, which is nice. Nice paint job throughout, by the way. And then the clip for the wrist. Not my favorite design for a shield, but I'm not sure how they could have done it any better without it costing a lot more. At least it does rotate though, so you can pose him pretty nicely with that. And then lastly, we have the spear once again. So decent batch of accessories. He's probably the least equipped out of all the figures I'll be reviewing from the line, but he's still really well done, really cool. As far as the articulation goes, the neck itself will actually swivel around, but then the head on top of that is on a ball peg, so you can lean it from side to side, give him a little tood, have him look up and down, and obviously it'll rotate at the ball peg also. The shoulders, just like the orc, go all the way out, nice and horizontal. You can spin them all the way around. It's a little stiff, so be careful as you're posing the guy, but it works just fine, so that's good. We have our bicep swivel down here in the elbow, which makes for really nice sculpt work on the arm, and then you also get the hinge, which gives you about 90 degrees. For the gauntlets, you can rotate the entire gauntlet around, or you can just rotate the wrist around, but I would suggest you leave the gauntlet pretty much where it is, but only move it as much as you need to give the wrist the range it needs, because it does kind of bump up against the rest of the armor. You do get the hinge in the wrist also. For the torso, it's on the ball peg, so you can lean him forward and back and side to side, and then of course it'll rotate all the way around. This whole piece is a nice soft plastic, so it won't get in the way at all. We have a swivel to bring the legs all the way forward, all the way back, a hinge to bring them all the way out to the sides, and then we have our thigh swivel right there. Perfect range of motion for the hips, no problem at all. For the knee, we have that one single joint, which gives us about 90 degrees. Again, we do have that paint issue on the knee, so hopefully that's not an issue for everybody. It is a bit of an eyesore. It will rotate also, but I don't think that's really too necessary. As far as the ankle goes, we have that ball hinge again, which gives us good range forward, good range back, and an ankle rocker. And if you want it even better, you can rotate that ball hinge around a little bit. So this guy's definitely got good articulation. Some bits get a little bit loose, some are a little tight, but all in all, considering the sculpt and the paint job and the accessories and the articulation, I think it's a really darn cool figure. I like it a whole bunch. And I wish these guys weren't so expensive because I would definitely be cannibalizing some for customs, but I can't do that with these guys, unfortunately. But I can recommend them. I know some are still available at Big Bad Toy Store, so check that link in the description below. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can see my upcoming figure reviews, custom figures. I have all kinds of videos coming out, guys. New videos every single day, top 10s, video game stuff, TV stuff, movie stuff. Plenty for you to watch. So make sure you subscribe, and in the meantime, keep collecting.